A narcissist uses many things from love, obligation, invalidation, isolation, fear, guilt, shame, blame to keep you trapped in a place that you're not meant to be. This video is to explain more on losing the guilt and the shame after a narcissistic relationship to build your self-worth back up. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you overcome narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. Most people will have carried guilt and shame throughout the relationship because narcissistic people don't like to take responsibility for their behaviour. They like to pass the blame and shame those around them into taking responsibility for the narcissist's behaviour. We can feel shame for things that we did that we didn't really want to do, for not feeling good enough as a person, guilty for being too scared to stand up for ourselves, guilty and shame as the narcissist manipulates us into believing that we're not enough, that we're not good enough, and then we're left with low self-esteem and no longer feeling enough, no longer feeling worthy. Guilt is when we feel we are in the wrong, when we feel like we've made a choice that is wrong. And shame is when we are humiliated into believing we've been foolish. Often it's around manipulative people that create those feelings of shame within us. Those narcissists who feel the need to pull others down to feel better about themselves. People who blame us and shame us. Those who judge us, shame us. Those who invalidate us, shame us. When we don't understand and observe their projection, we absorb it and take the opinions about us on as our own. Their willingness, the narcissist's willingness to pull others down, their lack of empathy to care, says more about who they are as a person than it ever will anybody else. It shows that they feel a need to tear everybody else down, to feel better about themselves. It shows that they lack the empathy to care for how their behaviour hurts or affects those they claim to care about. It shows that they have their own insecurities, their own weaknesses, their own vulnerabilities that they're covering up by bringing into the light everybody else's. During recovery from a narcissistic relationship, as a narcissist lies, their exploitative behaviour, as more and more information comes to light, we can feel guilty for taking them back, guilty for being their flying monkeys when we didn't understand narcissism, guilty for being an enabler when we believed their lies. Shame for the actions we took. Our self-esteem can be shattered. We can feel so low, empty and worthless. What you have to realise is that guilt, knowing if you had understood at the time, you'd have never put yourself in this situation. Wanting to help someone, seeing your good in them, seeing the good in them, makes you a loyal, loving, kind, empathetic person. It was never you that weren't worthy of them. It's the narcissist who was unworthy of you. It's the narcissist who's unable or unwilling to recognise your worth. Or if they can recognise your worth, it's the narcissist's envy of your worth. It's the narcissist's envy of your qualities that they seek to destroy those in you to feel better about themselves. If you'd have known who they indeed were and not the person they sold themselves to be, you wouldn't have done any of the things you did. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. It's to learn and move on, not to keep you trapped in your past. You have to realise that you need to let go of the shame you carry for doing something you didn't understand or doing something you didn't even do. You need to release the guilt and shame, knowing it's in the past, so that you can move forward. Rebuilding your self-esteem is one way to do this. Self-esteem, which most often has been programmed throughout your childhood, as most parents aren't consciously aware of building children's self-esteem. Most people don't understand their own. So when in a toxic relationship with low self-esteem, we make excuses for others' behaviour. We can rationalize it within our own minds that they might have been hurt in the past. They were having a bad day. They're having a bad moment. We must have done something to cause it. Rather than recognizing they're showing us who they are as a person, we think they've stepped out of character as a person because of that illusion they sell us when they build themselves so high and raise us so high, and they treat us better than anyone ever has just to confuse us when they treat us worse than anyone ever has. When we've got low self-esteem and believe ourselves to be the entire problem, we don't see clearly as to how they are mistreating us. They actually reinforce the self-doubt we have about ourselves, lowering our self-esteem even more. We might not have been aware of this on a conscious level. We might have had it programmed into our subconscious that we're not enough throughout our childhood, from friends, from parents, from teachers, putting us down, underestimating us so that we underestimate ourselves, humiliating us, laughing at us, showing us up, embarrassing us so that we don't feel enough, we don't feel worthy, we feel guilty, we feel like we're the problem, we feel like we're the ones in the wrong. And if you're raised by a narcissistic parent, we can often find ourselves attracted to the same type of people because we don't believe we deserve any better. Or we can find ourselves attracted to people that seem to be confident, those who seem to have it all together, those who exaggerate grand stories about themselves, as we don't understand that a narcissist's confidence is their arrogance, because they're hiding the shame that they carry, that they will one day place into us. Or we might feel they are attracted to us. Narcissists are envious and seek to exploit those around them. Narcissists are attracted to those they are envious of because they either want to take what they are envious of away from that person. They want to use that person to boast to others, believing that others are envious of them, or they want to destroy whatever it is they are envious of for that person to feel better about themselves. Once you've left the narcissist or they've left you, your own inner critic then continues to put yourself down. It's mostly your subconscious programming, as others have programmed you to think this way. So now you need to program yourself to think about what you want to believe. It's all within your mindset, your thought pattern. If you wake up and tell yourself you're going to have a bad day, you're going to be walking around looking for everything that goes wrong within that day. And yes, things go wrong in life. If you wake up and thinking, oh, not feeling too, but you know what? I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to have a good day. You're going to go around looking for what you can make work for you in that day. We all have bad days. We all have bad moments. It's how our mind perceives the moment that either sinks us or helps us learn and grow. So how do you rebuild your self-esteem and your inner worth, your inner belief system, so that you can start to feel enough? Write down those negative thoughts about yourself. Write down who told you. So, example, I'm not good enough. And then write things like, I'm ugly, I'm too skinny, I'm too fat, I'm not capable, I'm stupid, I'll never be anything. Then write down the name of the person who put that thought within your mind. your narcissistic parent, the playground bully, an ex-partner. Then go back through and cross off what limiting belief is in your mind. I'm not good enough. I'm right. I am good enough. Do it with them all. Stick post-it notes around your home that tell you that you are enough, that just say, stick one on your fridge, I am enough. I am worthy. Instead of beating yourself up, we have enough people in the world psychologically manipulating us to beat us up inside our own mind. Instead of beating yourself up, learn to love yourself for who you are. If you want to change something, take action to change it. You have to make the decision that you want to change it for you, but only ever change something for you, not for others, not for society, only ever for yourself. If you're trying to change for others, it rarely lasts on a permanent basis. When you're changing for you and you can find a big enough reason why you want to change, you can make that change a permanent one. You have to learn to value who you indeed are. Keep doing it, reprogramming your limiting beliefs and rebuilding your self-esteem. Catch yourself when you talk negatively to yourself and tell yourself to stop. Recognize, I've just called myself stupid. Well, I'm not really stupid. I just made a mistake. I've just been a bit silly. So what can I do to correct this mistake? Catch yourself talking negatively to yourself and tell yourself to stop it. When you stop it within yourself, you will no longer allow others to do it to you, as you will have raised your internal standards. It's a learning curve, as most of us want to be validated by others. But you don't need the validation from others. You need the validation from yourself. Don't let others define who you are. Only you have the right to define yourself and do so positively. We all make mistakes in life. We have to release the guilt so that it doesn't eat into our future. We have to recognize that guilt is teaching us that we might have done something that we're not proud of within ourselves. That shame is teaching us that we've been around someone that's made us feel not proud of who we are as a person. So now as we move forward, we will not make that choice again. We will not let anybody make us feel that way again. Only if someone can provoke that feeling within us, we will recognize what they are doing to us and we will find the correct method to shift it out. Part of our human needs taught by Tony Robbins is growth. Filling these needs in a positive way helps us to recover. Therefore, self-awareness and self-development is growth, and you'll be filling your own human needs up. As with significance, once you learn to feel significant within yourself, you'll be adding to this need in a positive way. You can help others out to feel significant within yourself. You can cut hair, you can deliver goods, you can work for a charity, you can do what you enjoy doing where you're providing a service for another to feel significant within yourself. Even if providing that service is paying you money, they're paying you money for you to share that money, for you to pay somebody else money and give somebody else money, for them to give somebody else money, for somebody else to give you the money, to share the money around, to help each other out. So even if you're providing a service where you are getting paid, you are still providing a service, and you can still then pay others to provide you a service to help each other out. Loving connection, connecting with your inner self, developing your inner voice, learning to love who you are for you, providing a service for other people as well, helping others out, connecting with others on a positive level. Certainty, learning to become certain of your own beliefs, your own values, to be certain of who you are and who you want to be. Uncertainty, making the decision, taking a chance, stepping out of your comfort zone to try new things, to discover what you like, what your likes and what your dislikes are, finding new hobbies. Contribution, Once you find and define who you are in a positive way, you'll be able to not only contribute to others, but do so in a positive manner. Life begins right after you start to program yourself as to who you want to be and not what others tell you to think you should be. You are never too old and it's never too late. I shall add in the description the video about creating boundaries and 9 types of people that you should never trust. I am currently full for one-to-one coaching. I have partnered with BetterHelp. Their sponsored link is also in the description. If anyone has any thoughts on the video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there, create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.